Again, when I started working in downtown, I had the opportunity to meet someone who has given me enormous, great advice. And one of the smartest men that I've ever talked to, just the most common sense person and great businessman and wonderful family man and great part of our community. Would like to recognize Mike Slusser for his work at Mike's Corner Shoe Store.
Thank y'all very much. It's you just can't say enough about how much I appreciate you, and hopefully my child will carry on what I've tried to do. Thank you very much.
You might add to that historically, that was the first funeral parlor in Texas.
So, Paige, that gives you another something to do. One of the sweetest front porches. I was by there this morning. Miss Della Mae Nader for the exterior painting at 1204 East Bowie Street. Is Miss Nader here? If you haven't had an opportunity to go by and look at this, just a wonderful job on that house. The next one, we have more newcomers to Marshall, and we kind of drove by it and watched it getting in worse and worse and worse shape. And when they came in on fire and just have done a tremendous amount of work. So we'd like to recognize Kevin and Monica Smith for the Smith Cottage at 313 Lafayette Street.
We picked Marshall. We office in Freeport. We came here and we really had a great time fixing up that old place. A lot of people stop by and look at it, and anybody's welcome to come over. And we love this town. Everybody's been real friendly, and it's a great place to live.
The next recipient is one of our very own board members, and we absolutely want to recognize taking those old shingles off and putting the paint job on and just everything that they've done recently, but most particularly the paint job. So Mary Ann Pastor and John, are you coming up as well?
Thank you, and I just wanted to say, those of you who own old homes and old buildings know that they teach you a lot. John and I moved here having owned only new homes, so our learning curve has been steeper than most, but it's still a work in progress. Thank you.
John, are you going to enter your fried green tomatoes in the fried green tomato contest on June the 11th at the Farmers Market, starting at 7 o'clock? Where's Laraciel McDonald? Where's my county extension agent? We will be having a fried green tomato contest.
I think my wife's told me that I will.
Our next category is the interior restoration of a historic building. The outside is what we all see as we drive past. Very seldom do we get to see the interior of them. But we have a photograph of the interior of a downtown building that just underwent a huge restoration. And we'd like to recognize Blair Abney. And I know Blair is not here, but we do have a representative from Blair's office. Before she gets started talking, I want to tell you really need to go by and see their conference room table. They used one of the old sliding doors from the back of the building and had it made into a conference table. Great looking.
Well, I really don't have anything to say, but thank you very much.
Again, one of the goals that we hope to achieve with these awards is an inspiration or a catalyst for people to invest money in our historic areas. So our next category is investment in a historic area, and we'd like to recognize two in this category. The first is El Pasano Supermarket. And the second is, I know we have representatives from the second one, Selena's Mexican Restaurant.
No, she didn't. Well, first of all, I want to say thank you to everybody. I think my father's been here almost 40 years, and he's picked a great place. I've grown up in Marshall, Texas, and I'm proud to say I'm a Texan. Gone to travel in the United States, and the first thing everybody says is, "You sound like a Texan." Well, I sure did. I'm a Texan. So just thank you very much for this, and if y'all haven't come by, just come on by and try our food, all right? Thank you.
Just so y'all know, they have a buffet on Sundays.
Sundays, yes.
So if you're interested in buffet, people in Marshall like to eat, so buffets are always good. The next category is outstanding contribution to the overall promotion of historic preservation. And just want to take a moment to say, historic preservation is not just about architecture and buildings. It's about history. It's about culture. And so the recipients this year were chosen because of their contributions to the preservation of African American culture and music. So we'd like to recognize Jack and Nancy Hansen for their work on the birthplace of Boogie Woogie. If any of y'all watch the city commission meetings on TV, you know Jack really does like to do a presentation, so we're not cueing any music today, or we're doing a
Let them dance.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you. I do want to say the current edition of the Medallion magazine, the official publication, Texas Historical Commission, featured Marshall, Texas, a wonderful cover story. In addition to great pages on Boogie Woogie, it's just chock full of stuff, and Janet Smith was the person who really put this together. Thank you, Janet. Thank you. Well, that was Janet Cook. Pardon me.
Well, she was Janet Smith. In a past life, that was her name. And just another little side note, I'm full of those today. If it weren't for another one of our recipients, I don't think that we would be celebrating Marshall, Texas as the birthplace of Boogie Woogie. Donna Musselman was instrumental in making that happen. So Donna, we want to thank you for that. I know that they are not here, but our next category for neighborhood revitalization, people who care for their work at Telegraph Park, Steve and Penny Carlisle really have shown our community what it means when people care. So we want to recognize Steve and Penny Carlisle for their efforts. Additionally, we'd like to recognize Jack Redmond for his work at Telegraph Park, even though we don't really like him, but we are. New construction in a historic area. It's very hard a lot of times to have infill construction that's compatible with the existing architecture that surrounds it. So we'd like to recognize the next three recipients for extreme effort in making sure that what they built in these areas actually is very compatible with their next door neighbors. So the first recipient is East Texas Baptist University for their new student center, and it's beautiful.
East Texas Baptist University, I want you to know how honored we are to be a part of this recognition and these projects. And if you haven't been out to visit the Ellis Center, come by and we'll treat you to a free cup of coffee and do your
The next recipient, if it wasn't a dentist office, I would like to live there. Dr. Love's dentist office on Washington Street, 215 South Washington. And I didn't see Dr. Love coming in. Is there anyone from his office here? Y'all can still clap for him.